I'm going to show you guys how to breach access points in Cyberpunk 2077. So in this little, I guess you call it a mini game, you want to get, no matter what, get the V3 if you can. But there's ways to get more than one, and the bigger your buffer is, the easier it is. You can upgrade your buffer by cybernetic implants, I'm pretty sure. So what happens in this mini game is you pick one from the top row to start. And then after you pick one, whatever column you're in, you're locked in. So like say I pick this one, then my next pick has to be from this column. I can pick any from this column, but nothing else on the map. And then whatever I pick, so say I go down here then, and I pick 55. Well, now it flips back to a row, so once I pick this 55, the one after that, I can only pick from this row, and I can't pick anything else on the map. And then again, it keeps going that way. And then I say I pick this 1C. Well, now it flips again vertically. So now I can pick on that, after that I can pick any up and down like this. And just keep flipping back and forth. You pick one from a row and then one from that same column from the one that you picked, and this on and on and on. So what happens is, first of all, the bigger your buffer is, the easier this is, because what happens is, say I want to get more than one. Like, it's easy just to get V3 almost always. So say for V3, I want to get V3. Okay, well then I pick 1C right here, and then I can pick anything else in this column afterwards. So I'll pick this 1C. Now I can pick anything else in this row, and I'll pick this BD, and then bam, we got V3. But if you want more than one, what happens is, when you pick one, if it's not one, like say I pick 1C, well that's not the BD for the first one of this one. So it just shoves this one over to the right, like on standby basically. And once you get to a point where it's impossible to get one, that's when it says failed. So say I don't pick BD, okay? Say I go for the middle one. I get 1C, and then E9. Then I'll have filled 3 slots in my buffer, and I'll only have 1 slot left. But I'll need at least 2 more slots after that to get BD and 1C in there. So it'll just say, oh, you failed, you can't get that now. It knows it's impossible at that point. So you can only stack them, like, if I pick 1C, it'll get both these 1Cs right here. If I pick 1C again, it'll pick both these 1Cs. And at that point, this top one will be pushed over to here. And then if I pick BD, since it's the first one in this, it'll get the BD right here. And since this one's now pushed forward, it's still like the first start of the sequence. So we can get it. But like say I pick 1C, I can pick 1C as many times as I want, and it's not gonna fill in this 1C for the top row because it's locked until you fill in the BD. You cannot fill in this 1C until this BD gets filled in. So in this situation, with only 4 buffer slots, it's possible on this breach, this access point, for me to get the bottom one and the top one. I could also I could also get the bottom one and the middle one, assuming the map like lines up for it, I think. So let's check the V2 and V3. So you get 1C, then you get 1C down here, and then I would need BD and then E9, so that one wouldn't work. So then you'd have to let's see, 1C, 1C. It might not actually be possible to get the V2 and V3 on this roll. And then a trick that you can do actually is you can just close the minigame and reopen the minigame, and it'll reset all these letters and numbers. So like if you sit here and if you're a perfectionist and you want to get all 3 on every single one you ever get to, and you sit here and you do all the math and you're like, it's just not possible, you can just reset it. You can just close out, reopen it, close out, reopen it until you get, okay, here's one, and I go click, 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 okay, I got all 3. That's totally a thing. You can do that. So I actually can't with the sequences here. I'm not going to reset it right now, but with the sequences I have here, I cannot get, with only 4 buffer, I cannot get 2 and 3. I can only get 1 and 3. If I had a bigger buffer, maybe I could get it. Yeah, if I had a bigger buffer, I could just get 1C, 1C, then get another 1C, which would just be a waste, but I'd still have 2 slots left, and then I could go up and hit E9, and then sideways from that I could hit one of the BDs, and that would get V2 and V3, but I only have 4 buffer slots, so I can't do that. So instead, we're going to get 1 and 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for 1C, and then 1C, and that'll fill in the first 2 1Cs over here for V3. Then we just need BD to finish the third one, and then when we get that BD, it'll also get the first one on V1, and then we'll have 1 more buffer slot, but we'll only need one more in order to get the top one, and let's see if the map lines up for it. So you'd go 1C, and then 1C, and now the bottom's taken care of, and then you get BD right here, and now it'd finish the bottom one, and then it would hit the first one for the top one, and then 1C, and you'd finish the top one. So, let's do it. 1C, you see it moves it all over, and then 1C again, and that top one gets moved over. There's still room for it. Now BD, we finish it, and now it knows, okay, you don't have enough buffer slots. It's impossible to get the second one. It just says you failed. And now we have one slot left, and the only thing we have left to get is 1C on the top one. And now on this column, we can pick whatever we want from this column, because the last one we picked was right here. And now 1C. And there you go. That's how you breach data points. I know that's really confusing, but you know, at least on a video, you can watch it as many times as you need to watch until you understand what I'm trying to say here. There's so many V1, V2, VB, whatever, you know, but that's just, it's not so complicated once you figure out. The main thing is you do a column, and then from whatever one you do a row, and then whichever one you pick, you can only pick from the column of that one that you picked, and you just want to try to fill in as many as you can with however many buffer slots you have. But yeah, hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that helps you understand how to breach access points in Cyberpunk 2077. If this video helped you, consider helping us by subscribing to our channel. Tap this button over here and hit the red subscribe button. Subscriptions help a lot, even if you never watch our videos again. Ha 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 ha!